Hello and welcome to the fourth part of Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. And in the last episode we finally arrived in Kowloon City and joined, or not joined, more like have taken a quest or a job offer from a local leader of Triad, which we have to finish up to be able to get our identity erased from the grid. So let's go and have some fun. City of Darkness. Kowloon Walled City, the most dense populated spot on Earth, nearly 40,000 people crammed into 7 acres of chaos, poverty, disease and vice. A self-contained city that collects no taxes and provides no city services. Stagnant water sits in temporary wells. Trash lies piled on roofs for controlled burns. Improvised structures lead dangerously over populated areas. It's the ideal breeding ground for all manner of illicit trade, drugs, gambling, black market trade, meta-human trafficking, and everything in between. The only law is Triad law. And now you need to enter this septic system of a city, find a Triad enforcer named Strangled Bow, and deliver a message from kindly Cheng. Well, I think I'll keep this. Let's go. You have karma available to improve your character's attributes and skills. Open karma screen. We have still 3, but I'll keep that for some later time. Okay, exit. Fall. Oily water rains down from above, mixes with the filth and offal and swill on the streets, turns it into a flowing slurry of unrecognizable sewage. In the distance, the sounds of back alley activity add to the ambience at your arrival. Breaking glass, the cracking hiss of a garbage fire, faint screams of terror punctuated by the occasional gunshot. Sex and business and violence and misery blended into one. Who winces at the stink, waves a hand in front of his face. Raymond said that prosperity is in the walled city, but I don't see it. Why the hell would he want to set one foot in this place? You got me. As I said, the walled city is the worst slum in the Eastern Hemisphere, maybe in the world. Red pokes its head out of a fold in her clothing. Squeals softly, she reaches up a hand to confirm it. There's something wrong with this place. It isn't a slum, it feels poisonous, somehow. On an astral level, it churns my stomach to even come near it. Bunot's in agreement. Okay, you were right. This isn't the Barrens. It feels, I don't know, thicker? He googles the place. Which way? The Lotus Den. That's what Bao calls his little corner of hell. I don't know where it is offhand, but I have a way of finding things. There's a flurry of motion at her hip, and a second pair of beady eyes appears. Gobbet shifts her hand from one rat to the other, stroking each in turn. They probably aren't expecting anyone to come in force. We can kick in the door, drop the guards, hand over the message, and get the hell out. Kindly doesn't want them dead. She wants them to remember where their loyalties lie. It's don't remember much of anything when you got a bullet in your head. I mean, we could kill them if you really wanted to, technically. Bo is the only one that has to live, but I'd rather keep Auntie Cheng happy than piss her off again. We may need kindly Cheng, but she doesn't own us. We make our own decisions. You have an independent streak. I like that. Damn right we do. Now, let's get this done. Objective edit. Deliver the data stick to Strangler Bow. Duncan and Goblet must survive, and do not kill any Yellow Lotus as optional. So, let's see what we can find here. A putrid stench emanates from the remains of this building. You see nothing that would cause it. Let's talk to the merchant. A bedraggled old woman looks up from her sewing at the sound of your approach. Clothing, clothing. I have good quality clothing for sale. What's the news here? Anything interesting? Interesting? Here? No, nothing changes here. Nothing changes. She settles her weight with an audible harumph. Strangler Bow is big man now. He is very important, very impatient. You know Bow? We'd love to meet him. Well, he requested a suit, and it took only 1 day longer than expected. Bastard refused to accept it. She spits. You see, your friend Bao, you tell him that he still owes me for my time. I don't sue for nothing. You can't eat air. We'll get right on that. She nods sagely. You see, that you do. Now, what else do you want? Ever heard anyone say that prosperity is in the walled city? She cocks her head like a dog listening to a noise that it can't understand. Prosperity! She sounds it out of herself. I don't know what that means. Later, lady. Walk away. Over here, help! Blooded woman. A young woman lies on the ground. She is a bloody mess. Streaks and spatters of crimson crisscross her blouse and mat her hair. Judging by the quality of her clothing and the back on her shoulder, you'd make her out as a student. She is as out of place here as a librarian would be in a game of urban brawl. She struggles to move, but she's clearly exhausted. The dark circles under her eyes tell you that she hasn't slept in days. When the woman sees you heading her way, her face hardens. You see her hand slip into her jacket pocket, but as she studies your faces, the fear in her eyes gives way to curiosity. You guys don't look like you're from around here. A hacking cough shakes her, but her eyes remain fixed on you. You either. Who are you? I'm a student at HKU. She glances around watchfully over her shoulder at the buildings looming above her into windows nearby. Doing some research. Gotta finish before I can leave. You look like you haven't slept in days. That's because I haven't. I'd been living with a family in one of the inner blocks for the past few months, working on my thesis. It was bad, but I could handle it. For the past 5 days, though, I've been living on the streets, hiding from the predators. What happened to the family? A pained expression washes over her face. I'm not 100% sure. The mother, she worked in a dive bar as a hostess. The father was a handyman. They never really went anywhere. Didn't have the money to. I woke up one day and the whole family was gone. Just gone. I squatted in their place a while, but then some people started coming around, eyeing the place. I figured I should get out, finish my research as fast as I could and head back to campus. Then I got sick. Who grants? What kind of research would you do in a place like this? My thesis is about Feng Shui and the Sixth World. This was the right place to do it, the only place to do it. Otherwise I wouldn't be here. Still in the data gathering phase, or are you attempting to verify a hypothesis? The student's tried face brightens. Verification. You know much about Feng Shui? Specifically, how is the place here in Hong Kong? A little. Why don't you educate me? She nods. As you may know, Feng Shui is one of the 5 arts of China's metaphysics. Before the awakening, it was taught as a philosophical system for harmonizing people with the surrounding environment. Today, in the Sixth World, Feng Shui is more than just a philosophical construct. It's actually a form of magic. The whole thing revolves around Qi, the invisible life energy that binds every person and thing together. It's very real here in Hong Kong. Nobody knows the reason why. Maybe it's only because people believe that it is. The important thing is, it's a measurable, quantifiable phenomenon. There's an entire industry that's grown up around it. This doesn't look like a place where people are harmonized with anything. No, it isn't. Not at all. The Feng Shui in the walled city is completely screwed. I mean, just look at this place. She gestures at the squalor surrounding you. The key is all wrong here. You can feel it, right? I felt that something was wrong the minute I walked in. Bad key, huh? Yeah, bad Feng Shui. Key needs to flow, or it goes sour. Positive Feng Shui allows that to happen. The woman clears her throat, then lets out a hacking cough. The effort requires a moment for her to recover before she speaks again. You know, I hate to admit it, but I could use some help. I started running and, well, I guess you'd call it an experiment of sorts. Nothing conclusive, just a few quick trials to support my hypothesis before I go into hardcore data gathering mode. There are only a few things left to do. If you could finish them for me, I could get out of here. She holds out a crumpled piece of paper. Please, follow the notes on this sheet. Duncan takes the paper from her outstretched hand and examines it, frowning. Just say what you need us to do. I need you to make adjustments to the area's Feng Shui. My notes will tell you how. The goal is to remove sources of friction and to record the results. My hypothesis is that even small adjustment can have a measurable impact on key flow. If I'm right, it should improve, and life here should get just a little bit better. You rest, I'll take care of it. Rebuild the walled city. Optional quest. Optional objective. Let's see, we have some of that here. Nope, let's go back. This one's mine. Step off. Okay, let's see the note. The note has a list of repairs, most of them crossed off. There are some left scrolled in an uneasy hand. Sparkling wires, trinket man. Broken watershed of well, lower level. Burning tires, past market. Let's see, let's inspect this first. Wires are spankling dangerously just above the doorway. Patch the worn out wire coating. A quick patch job with some nearby waste rubber leaves the wires safe once more. Oh, the first one. Merchant. The street vendor gestures toward a jumbled pile of tarnished chains, costume, jewelry and trinkets on a stained flannel blanket. Look at these beauties, very valuable, very pretty. How can you stand in this place? He gives you the stink eye. You mean my home? The vendor's software becomes wistful. In my experience, you can get used to anything regardless of how horrible it is. It just becomes normal after a while. But this place is getting worse, no question about it. Last 20, 30 years it's been nothing but downhill. Nothing goes right here. Maybe you can change it though, by buying something, huh? Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? No, he shakes his head. That's not something that someone would say around here. Show me what you're selling. It's pretty expensive, I'm sorry. Can't have that. Anything else? See you around. Walking away. Let's see this. This market stall has been picked clean, its owners replaced by a pool of dried blood. Spiritual energy. Gobet comes up short. She gestures down at a pile of filthy rags on the ground. A man's shirt, encrusted with dried blood and grime. Hey, hold up. This cloth has a lot of negative energy coming off of it. I think that there's a spirit bound to it. Interesting. What can you tell me about this spirit? Well, it's a ghost. Either that, or a spirit of a man that thinks it's a ghost. It's hard to be sure. She stares at the cloth, frowning. Whatever it is, it's upset. I can feel its anger and sorrow from here, but that's all I can get from it while it's hiding like this. I could coax it out of the cloth and talk with it if you want. Maybe it will lead to something. She shrugs. Or it could attack us and rip out our souls. There's no way to tell without trying. Go ahead and do it, Gobbet. I want to hear what that spirit has to say. Sure thing. Her eyes go beady and her nose crinkles. Just let me try to establish a connection. The air above the bloody wreck shimmers slowly. Something close to a man-shaped coalesces into being. A soft voice echoes out from deep inside as if it began somewhere else. What is this? The spirit peers at you through eyes as soft and undefined as poached eggs. Where am I? Kowloon, the walled city. His expression changes, moves from lost to found. Still? It raises its hands to examine them, blank eyes sweeping over that flesh. How? What's the last thing you remember? The last thing? The spirit searched the sky for an answer. I was pushed out of my shop, hunted through alleys. The spirit's mouth widens in horrors. Wow, and his men. I wouldn't pay them, wouldn't accept their protection. Proud. I was too proud. Cold light flares from somewhere deep its throat. They tore me apart, butchered me like a duck. It searched the sky, the ground, peering at the memories inside itself. As it relieves its own death, a network of deep cuts opens in its waxy skin, spattering black ichor on the ground. The cold light within it grows brighter. It pulses up the thick throat and into its mouth, forcing its jaw to unhinge like a snake's. A burning radiance pours out of the spirit's mouth, like vomit, sputtering to the ground in an ectoplasmic flood of anger and despair. Maybe you can help us? Help? It looks confused, lost. I can. You can get us past Bow's guards and into the walled city, so we can find him. The spirit eyes roll in its head and it shudders, struggling to let the passion dissipate. I'd have the friend. It squeezes eyes shut as it struggles to remember. A smuggler of animals. He had a space. Hidden secret. Yes, spirit, tell me about the secret space. An entrance in the sublevels. The spirit claps its head in its hands. A chute, a door, red paint and numbers. 5465, 5465. Thank you, spirit. The entity squeezes its eyes shut and turns away. 5465, 5465, 5465. So a door with a door with a red graffiti nearby, code 5465. Okay, let's move around. Yellow Lotus capsule. Quick save just in case. A well-muscled and heavily tattooed triad member looks up from his PDA, bored but alert. Behind him, other Yellow Lotus soldiers take notice and turn to leer at you. You're in the wrong neighborhood, tourist boy. You and all your little tourist friends. I'm a local jackass. I work for kindly Cheng, and we all do. Show some respect. The triad soldier sneers at her. That's so? Then you already know that you shouldn't be here. That fossil doesn't run things around here anymore. His hand strays to his jacket and a conspicuous bulge in the fabric. Could be a gun, a knife, or a blackjack. Best get moving, little girl. Best move before we hurt you all, real bad. I'm not gonna tell you twice. Relax, we're just here to check in out on the local merchants. The merchants belongs to Bao now. He waves you off. Get lost. Okay, so this... Oh. They are enemies now. So let's see if we can find that red door. The street vendor gestures toward a jumbled pile of tarnished chains, costume jewelry and trinkets on a stand flannel blanket. Look at these beauties, very valuable, very pretty. See you around. The young woman startles at your approach, fumbling for something in her pocket. When she recognizes you, she relaxes. Is it done? No, I'm still working on it. Please hurry, I want to get the hell out of here. Welcome back. Need more clothes? Of course you do. Everyone does. Later, lady. Where is the doors? Where are the doors? Looks like you could get around them. I didn't notice that. You come upon a heavily muscled triad soldier screaming at a bearded old man holding a bleeding nose. The punk was The punk walks a cheap disposable grit stick and the old man's face. This! The bright plastic case would look cheerfully if it is once smeared with blood. This isn't enough. You've got two options, old man. You can find a way to pay me all the money, or you can drag your bony ass deeper into the wall. Find a spot for yourself there. With the pimps and the predators, they should find a nice use for you. Your choice. The old one wails. It's not fair. I can't just pack up and leave. I've been living here 22 years and I... Is this how it's going to be? He rolls his burly shoulders. Fine by me. He's out cold. These are burning tires, so it's the next key objective. These tires have been set aflame and have been burning for some time. The smell is awful. Walk away. Okay, so I need something to clear that. Bucket of sand, maybe this helps. Bucket of sand. Full of dirty sand and some cigarette butts. Let's try it out on the burning stuff. Pour the bucket of sand onto the flames. The flames are stifled beneath the dirty sand and so from the bucket. Repair the walled city. Objective 2 out of 3. Okay, we are at lower levels. Let's see what we can find here. The door is secured by a lock with a badly dented keypad. The keys themselves are deeply scored as tough. Somebody had gone to work on them with a pen knife. Bypass the panel. The door unlocks. Okay. We'll go there a little bit later. Let's check the surrounding first. I think that was the place where we could get with that code. Yellow Lotus Enforcer. The Yellow Lotus Enforcer glares at you. You can see the outline of the old man's grit stick in his vest pocket. He flexes and his muscle bulge. What do you want? Step away, asshole, right now. Yeah, I'm leaving. Let's inspect this. This old rusted water well might be able to close off the flow of water that's pouring out of broken pipe. Wrench on the shut-off controls. The flow of water ceases. Less clean water will run off into the streets now. Objective complete. Repair the walled city 3 and 1 karma gained. Well, let's talk to the girl now, before continuing further. I don't want any trouble, boss. He exhales sharply. Please, just leave me be. Sorry for your troubles. I'll leave you alone. The young woman starts at your approach, fumbling for something in her pocket. When she recognizes you, she relaxes. It is done? It's done. Thank you. Thank you so much. The young woman sighs with relief. She opens the flap on her satchel, reaches inside and produces a plastic sheath. I'm not magically active, so I can't see the flow of key in this area, but I've got test strip, little sheets of paper embedded with key-sensitive bacteria. It's a close relative of FAB, but it doesn't see much use outside of Hong Kong. She pulls a strip out of the sheath and holds it to the air. Within seconds, it turns ink black. She lets out a dejected sigh, her eyes shifting from the strip to her watch to the strip again. She looks utterly defeated. Damn it, I've been making adjustments for weeks now, trying to get the key to circulate better, and nothing seems to work. If anything, this one went bad even faster than the control strips I took when I got here. Any idea why? No. It should work. I've followed the text, done everything right. The key here is rancid, that's obvious. But I swear, it's even worse than it should be. No wonder this place is so disgusting. I get what you mean. The student coughs and rests her head in her hands. That's it, I'm getting out of here. In a little while. Gotta tell my advisor about this. Thanks for the help. Hope you don't stay long. I sure as hell won't. Okay, let's see. For karma, if we can spend or not. Let's go with one more body. Okay, let's go a little bit around. Maggots churn within stews of unidentifiable ingredients. The door has been secured by a series of heavy bars with old motors, and to retract them, a stained and soiled keypad has set into a door frame. Let's see. The keypad winks at you, pulling the doorway with dirty orange light. 5465. 5465. One more karma. The door unlocks. Hellhound. Wow. Let's eviscerate. Missed. $65 yuan. Okay. So this was not the best of the fights, but let's go a little bit around. Gunrunner. A tubby man with a twice-broken nose glances up at you from a pile of gun parts. He offers you a gap-toothed smile. Nice firearms here. Good for protection. You got a husband or wife? You got kids? You keep them safe with one of these beauties. Quality is guaranteed. Your satisfaction is everything. Do you want to buy? How do you stand it here? Business is good here, man. Real good. Yeah, it's disgusting, but you go where the market is. Ever heard anyone say prosperity is in the walled city? He nods his reply. If you're an organ ledger or a gunrunner or a triad, they're sure as shit is. Otherwise, you're looking at a hand-to-mouth, meal-to-meal existence here. Bao knows you're selling guns in his area. Got Bao's permissions to sell weapons in his stall. Been selling a lot of them, even more than usual, he grins. That's good for me. Show me what you've got. Grenade launcher. No. Oh. Let's go it with this way. Anything else? No thanks, got a run. Let's check this first with my decking skills. Secure terminal. This terminal looks like it might yield something valuable if you can crack it. Attempt to log in. The terminal is locked with a password prompt. Jack in. So I got erosion, firewall and medic. The Matrix Help slide will give you a rundown on some of the features you'll encounter navigating through cyberspace, including System Trace, Matrix Combat and Watcher IC. Okay. Oh. Let's try it one more time. This way. Wow. Let's try out this one first. You can either attempt to hack the IC or force your way past it at the cost of additional system trays. For more detail on hacking blocker IC, see the hacking help slide. Hack blocker IC. Okay, that was interesting, but I think I can get hold of it. Good. And let's see. This was this last one. That was close. Lotus then access exotic animal dealers contacts. Pay data exotic animal dealer contacts, and Lotus then access codes. Security override K code. Let's see. A list of exotic animal smuggler and dealers. It could be worth some money on the Shadowrun BBS. A yellow Lotus Shoulders soldier's master code works on doors inside the Lotus Den. 7881. Okay, I can check off. Let's go here. Simpson's vending machine. The Simpsons machine has been left unlocked for restocking. There's packaged data chip still in the tray. Steal the chip. What's this? Stolen from a vending machine in the Lotus Den. Someone might pay to take it off your hands. Do you know? Rooftops? No, not yet. Let's open the doors. $52 Let's try out the code if it works here. The door has been sealed with the factory fresh maglock. A high-sec keypad has been set into the frame. 7881. The door unlocks. Strangler bow. Let's see if we can see anything here. Let's check the rooftops as well. Those guards are still out there, Mamu. The same guards that kindly doesn't want us killing. We should probably go out of the way we came in. Okay. So let's talk to Bao. A large man in his 50s stands waiting, his heavily tattooed arms held in a finger stance. His bone structure is heavy. Corded muscle stands out on his arms and chest. In his youth, he must have been enormous. He doesn't talk so much as emit a low rumble. I don't know how you got in here, but you've got my attention. You're a hard man to find. Can you guess who sent me with a message? You're a foreigner, and you know my name. Must have been Cheng. She is the only player in Hawaii who would work with such shoddy tools. So, you have a message from the old lady, huh? I can't wait to hear you mangle it. He chuckles to himself. You speak Cantonese so well, but before I hear it, I have a little message to her too. You tell kindly Cheng that her operations are done in the walled city. Strangler Bao has given himself a promotion. And tell her that if she sends any more errand boys to visit him with another message, Strangler Bao is going to send them back in a box. Do you think you can tell her that, errand boy? Should I write it down for you in English? Just slot the stick, listen to the message, and I'll be gone, okay? Deliver the stick to Strangler Bao and return to Haoi. I don't get to hear your butcher message. I'm set. He grabs the small plastic drive from your hand, slots it into his thread player. Kindly Cheng stands erect, speaks directly to the camera. Mr. Bao, as everyone knows, you are a man of swift action. I respect that, and because of that respect, I will get right to the point. I know where your money is coming from. I know that you have friends working for straw sandals like myself. They have been siphoning funds from their organizations. I know about the noodle shop that you launder the money through. I have tasted their broth and found it wanting. The old woman becomes flinty-haired. You have been stealing from the Yellow Lotus, glorifying yourself with the revenue that we have earned, and I have files to prove it. Bao's eyes widen as files begin to flit across the screen. Receipts, bank reports, personal communications between himself and his man. Kindly Cheng continues speaking, smooth and casual. Now, in light of our recent conflict, you might be wondering why I'm keeping this information to myself. Why I haven't exposed to you so you could be dragged from a lotus den by the balls and slowly roasted on a rotisserie spit. In truth, I respect your ambition. You have a lot to learn about candor and loyalty, but I believe that you still have value. I am still willing to work with you. However, in order for that to happen, we need to come to an understanding about the nature of our partnership. Kindly Cheng steps forward, fills the screen. I own you, Bao. You and all of your men. You are my fucking playthings, dolls to twist, pose as I see fit. I'm in this position because I'm far better at this than you, and it's time that you learned it. Accept what I am telling you, and we can get back to business. Prosper together. But if you continue your little rebellion, I will mail tiny pieces of you to your children and take their picture as they open the package. She produces one of their thin black cigars, lights it, holds the smoke a long time. You have 24 hours to return to the vault. If you aren't here licking my heels by then, the information will be released and you will begin food for fish. Your choice, Bao. 24 hours. The message winks out. Strangler Bao turns away from the screen slowly. His skin is ashen. Get out! He pauses, casts his eyes to the floor. And tell Mr. Cheng, Mrs. Cheng, to expect me at Swiftwind's tomorrow. He stands up straight. Tomorrow morning. I will. Thank you for your time. Go. Just go. Let's try out to go to the rooftops again. Nope. I warned you. Now you're mine. Ah, shoot. Return to Hawaii. Who holds up his hand for everyone to stop turns to be. Wu holds up his hand to everyone to stop, turns to the two of you and hooks his thumbs in his belt. Well, that was a thing. Never thought I'd be shutting messages between criminals in Hong Kong syndicate. I can't imagine what Raymond would wanted in the walled city. This place just feels wrong. It must have been important. He flew all the way here, hired the runners for an escort. But why? This place makes you feel like your life has no value, like there's just no point to anything. He sighs and looks at your companion. Great life you have there. Gobet ignores the barb, scratches her head. I can't believe it. We actually delivered the old lady's message with us, and it's one dying. I've had enough of triads. Let's get out of this pit. I'm with you, Gunshow. I don't need to see this place ever again. Gunshow? Seriously? Whose goggles pen down, come to rest on Gobet. That's not gonna stick it, is it? Return to Hawaii. And that will be it for today's episode in walled city of Kowloon. We are moving now back to Hawaii and hope to see you again soon. I hope you also enjoyed that episode as much as I did. And all I have to say for now is enjoy the rest of your day and see you soon. Bye bye.